Okay. Okay. All right, I'm trying to come. Okay, so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to continue with the project of noodling around here and then going. I think we left off on Mixolydian to Dorian, so now I go Mixolydian to Aeolian and check that out. So I want to go from G Mixolydian to G Aeolian from the reach back, or third in the upper left quadrant, and then possibly to Locrian. So I'm moving slow, but I think I'm working out the idea. So I'll do that after the joke jump, and then do a quick noodle to get the coffee flowing. So the mind doesn't need blood as long as you keep it wet. That's what Al Bundy once said. So I keep it wet with coffee now. As long as you keep it wet, it's good. I'm not sure that's true. But now, so what I was trying to do is like noodle, and then I'm trying to do my little noodle thing, but then try to pick up the open strings down here. So once again, I'm going to try to say, okay, well, what if I noodle and I pick up this, or now I'm over here, so I'm over here and I pick up this B maybe. I have another root here and I have a B, which is from the perspective of the Aeolian a third, and then I can pick up this Phrygian, which is from the perspective of that'd be 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3. It'd be a sixth. All right, so I can do that. So I'm gonna try. Now I'm going back to, so now I'm just walking back this one, but I'm trying to go all the way down to pick up the E string, because that's the fourth of the Aeolian. Seems to be a pretty solid thing to hang out on. I'll go to the string above it, try to do the same thing, go up here and then reach back down to the open E. Seems to work better. It's harder. So now I'm on this one, the Phrygian, and so if I try to hit an open string from there, this would be the third, which almost seems too what if I hit this one? The B would be the fifth of Phrygian. Local 7 is the fifth of Phrygian. I'm missing it. So let's try the top string. So if I pick up the top string, Dorian, then, Locrian. Now I'm like trying to play in Locrian, which is kind of messy. So this would be the third if I pick up the D, or 5, 6, 7, then maybe the G would be a sixth of Locrian. Might actually work in Locrian maybe. So I'll try to hit that G. Anyway, all right, let's do a joke, and then I'll get into the nitty to the gritty. The nitty to the gritty joke practice. The joke jump. After the joke jump, after I run everybody, if I piss everyone off, then I'll start doing stuff that people might be interested in. Let's see. After I piss everyone off and they all leave, then I'll start doing stuff that people might actually be interested in. Okay. The latest thing is, it seems like obvious that Gavin Newsom, I'm in California, and Gavin Newsom is like running for president, and it's like, are you freaking kidding me? I mean, I would almost, he's like already like positioning himself as the counter. It's so like grossly obvious at this point. I mean, it's kind of, I don't know. So, I would almost rather have AOC, to be honest with you. But if we have to, like, I don't know. So anyways, I think this is a bad idea. I don't know what the Democrats are going to do. Like, I can't imagine who that wouldn't be bad at this point. But Bernie Sanders, AOC, and Gavin Newsom, all terrible. Kamala Harris, no, terrible. All of them. Michelle Obama, come on. There's got to be somebody. That's ridiculous. Okay. Anyways. Who on planet Earth decided the crazy governor of California, Gavin Newsom, belongs anywhere near the White House? You could see the game plan here, and it's getting a little like, what is happening? This can't be real, can it? The fact that he's somehow at the top of the list is kind of like mind-blowing. I know it's still early, but it's like, dude, come on. Like, gee, Mr. Newsom, how is California doing? How is California doing? He's like, oh, everything's on the up and up. Everything's on the up and up. It's like, yeah, up and up like smoke, because the whole state is basically a chimney at this point. Chimneys apparently being the only thing that can withstand such catastrophic fires resulting from gross mismanagement. So you'd think it'd be up in smoke because of the fires in the chimney. No, the chimneys, the smoke is all around the chimneys, and apparently the chimneys are the only thing that are left standing when that happens. I don't know. So I can see everything is on the up and up in California. Everything is on the up and up. The problem is California did not sign up for a rectal examination. Okay, you should be doing like stuff that actually is helpful, for crying out loud. And California has a problem. California has a problem. Let's face it. And there it is. We faced it. We're facing the California problem at this point. Putting a face on the problem is supposed to help us identify it, you know? In this case, it just makes you want to smack it with a broom, for crying out loud, which might help. I think that's the first step to helping this particular problem. It's like a fly. You smack it, and then, but for the love of God, don't smack the problem into the Oval Office. That would not be. You want to smack it out, like not somewhere else. That's like smacking a fly off your nose into like the soup. That just makes your problem everyone's problem. Now it's in the and now it's in the soup. Now everyone's soup, you know. And now let's address like Allison. What is this? Alyssa Milano. I think I had this list I saw on. Who did I see it on? I saw it on some kind of comedian was reading her list of why Gavin Newsom would be great. Here's his accomplishment list that she came up with. This is, I mean, it's this is the credentials that he's going to run on, for crying out loud. So the list reads like it was written by ChatGTP on hard mode with the fantasy optimism filter on. So here we got he's a transforming mental health care. He's transformed mental health care. Yeah, he transformed mental health care the way a toddler transformed a sandwich by dropping it on the floor, announcing it's different now. You know, that doesn't really help. We have a lot of mental healthcare problems. I don't know if you've looked at the streets of zombies walking around the major cities, or I mean, he's empowered the youth. Empowered the youth. What? Like he empowered the youth like a broken charger empowers your phone spiritually, not functionally. You know, that I don't think the youth are doing like great in California compared to other places. I don't think that should be on the list. Ensuring accountability. And it's like, okay, nothing says accountability like a politician holding an empty clipboard while a building burns behind him. Firefighters try to hook hoses into decorative hydrants. Decorative meaning there's no water in the freaking hydrants as the fire's burning down because no one cleaned out the brush, which is completely obvious, and no one like just did the common sense like things, you know? I mean, and then they say making communities safer. He's made communities safer. Okay, he made communities safer is the way scented candles makes a gas leak better. America, again, did you miss the part where California literally burned while water systems were run by the DEI committee with zero engineers? I mean, we had everything. It was not safe. It wasn't safe. Okay, he's fighting hate. He fights hate. That's on his that's part of his resume. She says it's like he fights hate the way a cat fights a Roomba. Lots of dramatic lunges, zero actual success. He's basically just dodging the whole problem and making it hate crimes or whatever that is worse, because they're part of the people that are putting everyone in the boxes. And then address fentanyl crisis. She says that he addressed, are you kidding me? He addressed the fentanyl crisis? He addressed the fentanyl crisis the way Microsoft addresses error messages. He popped up a speech bubble and hoped someone would click OK. Meanwhile, have you seen downtown San Francisco? It's The Walking Dead, but everyone's wearing Supreme hoodies. I mean, no, I'm gonna say no on he fixed the fentanyl crisis. I'm gonna say no. I think if anything, I think he's almost surely made it worse. I mean, come on, dude. Crackdown on organized crime. Gavin Newsom. Mr. Sanctuary City, Mr. Open Border, he cracked down on organized. Dude, his crime crackdown was basically a stern post-it note. You may rob up to $500. Go ahead and rob up to $500. Over that, we'll consider a stern talking to unless we spin it politically. If there's a political spin, then we'll throw the whole library at you. But only if there's a political spin. Otherwise, do your robbing. That's his. He stopped gun violence. Really? Stopped gun? That's on the list. He stopped gun violence by taking the guns away from the one, guys who could actually have stopped gun violence, right? You're taking the guns from the wrong people. See the Joker back there? That's the guy that we're worried about. The crazy people that you keep leading edge in wildfire response. He's on the leading edge according to this list of wildfire response. Yeah, he's on the leading edge of wildfire response, like someone sprinting in front of a freight train and calling it leadership. Hey, you wouldn't have to have wildfire response leadership so badly if you proactively thought about wildfires in a place that is prone for wildfires, and like, and then on the list he's got the first mayor to marry a same-sex couple on the steps of City Hall. And it's like, okay, that's just a complete virtue signal, like nothingness. We're way past the point where you can just virtue signal to the like LGBT community while the city's burning down, and we're like, oh well, that's okay. Healthcare expansion. Okay, that's on the list. He expanded healthcare the way you expand a Band-Aid to cover a sinkhole the size of Fresno. It's not working. I don't know if you've noticed this. Their whole plans for healthcare don't work. That's the problem. Climate action. He's big on climate action. He tries to pretend he's not, but he's been doing it the whole time. His climate action plan is basically Europe's at this point. Import dirty energy from someone else and act virtuous about it, because we're not doing the dirty energy. All we're doing is consuming all the dirty energy and not actually making it ourselves, but instead purchasing it from our neighbors. Congratulations. Now you're a hypocrite and dependent on your neighbors. That's not the way to be. Criminal justice reform. That's on the list. Dude, he's reformed. Justice reform is a revolving door with a buy one get one free coupon taped to it. He has not. Have you seen this? Addressed homelessness is on the list. Addressed homelessness. Okay, this is ridiculous because addressed it, dude. Have you seen the tent cities? A tent is not a home. Okay, a tent is not a home. You need 4 walls, not like a tent wall. That's comparing for people who didn't ask to go to camping. Improved education. Again, I don't know if you've seen the caliber of people coming after the whole COVID shutdown and the whole homeschooling and whatnot, and shutting down all the classrooms, but it didn't work out too well. Okay, I don't think that should be on the list. How did he improve it? By empowering the teachers union that treats students like a background character in their own contract negotiations. That's basic. Manage states' water resources. Again, fires people, no water in the hydrants. Why would you put that on the list? It's like a joke. It's like, how could you even... What water resources? He managed water like a toddler manages a juice box, enthusiastically, violently, and with catastrophic leaks. And again, the state ran out of water during predictable wildfires. And this isn't like it came out of nowhere. Like, it's not like you don't expect it. Okay. I'm losing my voice now. I'm going to play a Suno song about it.
Who decided Gavin Newsom should be anywhere near the White House door? The guy's on top of the list somehow, and nobody knows what the list was for. So I ask, hey Gavin, how's California? He smiles like nothing's wrong at all. Says everything's on the up and up. Yeah man, that's exactly what smoke says before it hits the wall. The whole state's just a chimney stack, funneling flames straight into the sky. And he's out here posing like he fought the fire, not like he's the reason why everything's up and up in California. But no one signed up for this kind of exam. Rectal policies and burned out cities. You tell me how this wasn't a scam. California's got a problem. Let's put a face on it today. But when you slap Newsom's face on the map, you just wanna swat it away. See, putting a face on a problem is supposed to help you figure it out, but this one makes you reach for a broom like, nope, don't put that in the Oval Office, I'm out. That's like swatting the fly off your nose right into your suit. Great job, champ. Now the problem belongs to the whole darn group. And Alyssa Milano showed in global strife. Criminal justice is a revolving door with a BOGO coupon taped on tight. Homelessness addressed, those tent cities. Say he lost that fight. Education improved, ask the unions. Students aren't in the scene. Water management like a toddler's juice box. Squeeze too hard and watch it stream. Everything's up and up in California. If you only measure smoke and spin, and now they wanna ship this circus straight to Washington again. Don't smack the problem into the Oval Office. Don't turn your soup into a fly. If California's your final resume, Gavin, not even ChatGPT can justify.
All right. Eh? All right. Now that I've pissed everyone off, I will do something that might interest people. let's see. But seriously, who in their frickin' right mind? Like I just how oh people. This guy's terrible. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna oh. Put that guy in. Let's put that guy in there. That'll be great. Well, what the crying for? Okay, it's okay. You know what I'm gonna do? I need to move this over. I'm gonna move this. Okay. Okay. We've all gone crazy, people. That's okay. I don't care. I'm just gonna do my fretboard thing. Let's get Aura in here. Aura will get my mind off of the crazy stuff. Aura.
What's on your mind?
We're doing a guitar course presentation. You're the color person. So you're not talking to me, you're talking to the audience. But I'm the one that is leading. I'm like the lead talker.
Colors play a big role in how we perceive music too. Warm tones like red and orange.
That's right.
They push.
Okay, hold on, Aura. All right, here we go. So we're in the collection notes around the key of C. So let me get my other glasses. Where are my other glasses?
You know, C major loves a warm palette. Soft yellows, earthy greens. Let the notes breathe on canvas. Show them how those chords bloom in pastels, not screams.
That's what I'll do. That's a good idea. Good point, Aura. All right. So now I'm gonna say that we're on the collection notes around the key of C. So that means position 1 is on the 8th fret, first string down from the ceiling, back to 5th fret, first string down from the ceiling. You might call it an Aeolian position because it's going from 6 to 6 or Aeolian to Aeolian. I'm just not going to rename it to the minor scale, just going from 6 to 6. So 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I'm focused on the note 5, which is the 3rd string down from the ceiling.
For that 5th.
Okay, so that's the general idea. So let me can I pull this up a bit?
Layering the backdrop and.
Okay.
So layer that
Okay,
indigo.
hold on, Aura. Let me do my thing here. So we're doing a lean back, meaning we're leaning back to 2nd fret down, and then 2 strings down, that's the third. I'm calling this the reach back quadrant because the third is in that quadrant. I'm defining it by where the third is. And so with relation to this mixolydian, the G mixolydian, then the third is going to be nodal point 7 is always the third of nodal point 5 mixolydian. Nodal point 2 Dorian is always the fifth of nodal point 5 mixolydian. And nodal point 4 Lydian is always the 6 modal half step 7th scale degree of nodal point 5 mixolydian. So I have this shape. Now I'm focusing in on the 7th. So just a quick recap, if I was to count out the 7th, like where is it located? It would be the 7th is 7 minus 1 is 6 modal half steps away from nodal point 6. So it'd be, I could count clockwise 5 from nodal point 5, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would be 4, or it's 7 minus 1, 5 minus 1 is 4, right? So that means nodal point 4 Lydian is always from a chord construction, 3rd modal whole step times 2, 6 modal half step plus 1, 7th scale degree away from the mixolydian, which has a distance of 10 because it's a minor 7. That would be the clockwise distance. However, we're going counterclockwise because we're going behind it. So if it's positive clockwise 10, 12 minus 10 would be negative counterclockwise 2. So it's 2 notes back. That's where our focus is. So now I want to shift this to the Aeolian. So I want to be able to, on each of these strings, I want to be able to put my finger on that G and be able to then see every mode from it, be able to seamlessly shift through the modes. And so I'm focusing now on being able to say, which shape am I in if I shift through the modes, and if I can see the shape in a lean forward position, meaning this is leaning forward, 3rd string down from the ceiling G, or 3rd string down from the ceiling mixolydian is always leaning forward into shape number 1. Okay, so I think the easiest way to do that would be to say, okay, well, where's the Aeolian in the current system that I'm in? It's going to be, well, if I'm on mixolydian, Aeolian is 1 modal half step up to the Aeolian. So that means it's going to be right here. And where is that in my current shape? Well, it's leaning back into shape number 1, but it's leaning forward, therefore, into shape number 2, which you might call the Locrian shape, or more likely the Ionian E shape. So that means anytime I'm on the 3rd string down from the ceiling, then the lean forward, and anytime the 3rd string down from the ceiling is an Aeolian, doesn't matter where on the fretboard, all the way up and down, if the 3rd string down, if I want that to be my Aeolian, then I'm leaning forward into shape number 2. So it's the Aeolian position of shape number 2. So all I have to do, so if I count that out from here, it would be A Aeolian, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I pulled that shape down here, this would be then G Aeolian, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So that would be the most direct method. But I could think of it like, well, what if I know the shape? I know this shape, and the most common position I know on this shape is when it's at the top, up here, or I might know all my shapes from the top position, meaning you might name the shapes even by the nodal points, which is a little wonky because this one, for example, you probably call it the Ionian E shape, but it's actually, you could call it a Locrian shape or the Ionian shape, because both of those, that's why there's only 5 shapes and there's 7 nodes, because some of them have that two stuck together, right? So meaning there's 2 places where there's a half step, which means those 2 places, when you have a lean forward shape, have 1 shape for 2 modes. That means that if you have 7 modes minus 2, because of those half steps, you only have 5 shapes. So okay, I'm trying to work that out in my own mind. I'm not trying to anyway. So then if I count it from up top, then it's like this counting from up top on position 1 is of course the same thing as though I was counting on the 3rd string down from position 2, as long as I account for the kink in the tuning. So I can say, okay, if I was on the top string of the Ionian shape, I mean the Aeolian shape, which is the Ionian G shape or shape number 1, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be the same thing as though I'm playing this as though it's the top string in shape number 1 or the Aeolian shape or the Ionian G shape. So it'd be 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I have to shift it up because of the kink in the tuning. 5, 6. GG.
So for that,
Okay, and then I could do that for the open A as well. This would be shape number 4. Shape number 4, second string down from the ceiling, would be the same as though I played from this A to A, as though I thought of it as shape number 1, first string down from the ceiling. It would be the same as thinking of it as shape number 2, third string down from the ceiling. So they're all the same. Like whichever shape I know, I can pull in here as long as I account for the kink in the tuning.
and whichever shape you drop in, shift the lighting too. If it's open A, go warmer. Soft peach mixed with that same lavender. It'll feel familiar, almost nostalgic. Keeps the fingers dancing without getting lost.
That's right. Aura has to tell us how the make sure that your color template looks nice while you do it. That makes sense okay, good point, Aura. Okay, so now we're gonna say we're in the collection of notes around the key of C, and this is the Ionian is on the 8th fret. This is a 0 fret to the Ionian. So open E is Phrygian, open A is Aeolian, open D is Dorian, open G is Mixolydian, open B is Locrian, and open E once again is Phrygian.
Phrygian, of course.
Yeah. So then third string. So if I 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th fret, third string down is the G. Therefore, by location, which is node number 5. That's the Mixolydian node. So I'm playing a Mixolydian, and I'm like, okay, now I want to switch, kind of do the bluesy thing, switch to the Aeolian. So I'm like, I'm in Mixolydian.
Shift the color from a bold electric blue, Mixolydian energy, to a dusty violet. Just let the purple seep in.
Okay, so then I'm gonna, how can I do that? Well, this is on the same string. It's on shape number 2, leaning forward. So anytime the Aeolian is third string down, I could say, well, that's going to be the Aeolian shape leaning back into the Aeolian shape, but it's leaning forward into shape number 2, or the Locrian shape, or the Ionian E shape. So I can pull this back and say, okay, now from the perspective of the red, then this orange here is still in the same position, meaning it's fret 7, but from the perspective of the orange, that's going to be the G, 5th fret up, third string down from the ceiling. And either perspective now gives us, I'm sorry, wait a sec. Yeah, either perspective gives us that Aeolian, which is leaning forward into shape number 2, leaning backwards, therefore, into shape number 1. Okay, so then if I said, okay, I know the Aeolian from the top shape, like if I play from this node up top, well, okay, so then I can kind of treat this as though it's the top Aeolian, as though I was playing position number 1 from the top. So if I pull this down, then from the perspective of the red, it's still the top string, but it has the same shape from the perspective of the orange, which now is in the collection of notes of this is the A sharp. So we're in the collection of notes of A sharp. That is now the third string down from the ceiling, 5th fret, which is a G, but it is now the Aeolian node, which again has the same shape. If I think of it as the third string down from the ceiling, Aeolian in shape number 2, as though I'm thinking of it as the first string down from the ceiling in shape number 1, right? If I thought of an infinite fretboard going down, accounting for the kink in the tuning, they would be the same. So then I'm going to go, okay, what I could also do it in open position. This is the open position where it's shape number 4, or you might call it the Phrygian shape or the Ionian C shape. So then in the Ionian C shape, if I pull this over and this down, now, again, in the red, from the perspective of the red, this is the open fret A string, which is the Aeolian 4th position, which is the same if you shift the collection of notes to A sharp, where now it's the 5th fret up, 3rd string down from the ceiling, Aeolian. So that means that I can kind of think of that node as though I'm playing position number 4 from the Aeolian node, which is 2nd string down from the ceiling, which is the same as thinking of it as though I'm playing position number 1, 1st string down from the ceiling, which is the same as thinking of it as though I'm playing position number 2, 3rd string down from the ceiling. Okay, so then it's the collection of notes. Let's go back over here. Let's see if I can finish this up, do 2 of them this time, because I've been slacking. I think I'm getting better at this. I'm getting better.
So on that A string open, keep it simple. Just a washed out terracotta, sunset on the porch. And when you push it up to that A sharp Aeolian, let the terracotta turn into a bruised plum.
Okay.
And don't
you're
overthink the
getting
shapes.
poetic. She's getting poetic on us over here. Okay. So now we're going to say, okay, so then then the question is, if I want to make that nodal point 6, I need to name the collection of notes from the perspective of the Ionian. So I don't like, when I see the shape, I'm just going to call it the Aeolian, I'm on G Aeolian, but I'd like to know the related Ionian to shift the shape on my fretboard. So one way I can do that is say, okay, well, if this was the Aeolian, where's the Ionian? So it's 6, 7, 1. It's 2 modal half steps up, which is the 3rd scale degree, which is 3 notes away. So I could count it this way out to here. So I could say, okay, if I'm on there, then it's 3. It's 2 modal half steps up, or 3rd, which is a 3rd, which is 3 notes away because it's a minor 3rd. So 1, 2, 3, boom. Right there. What is that? If I don't know, I could try to do the octave thing to here. So I get to a C. I thought it was an A. There was supposed to be an A that I was gonna something. Wait a sec. Aeolian to the this. Wait a sec. So no, that's not right. I have to go from here up to here. So if that is it, then it's going to be here, the same shape. Yeah, duh. So 1, 2, 3, dude, and then A sharp. So it's an A sharp. So if I number my notes, then that's going to be A is 1, A sharp is 2. So it's going to be collection of notes, note 2. Note 2. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so now we have, here's my A sharp, open A sharp is Aeolian. There we have it. Okay, so now where's that G? Where's that collection of notes? Well, if I look at this position now, right above the Aeolian is the box. So if the box is on the 1st and 2nd string down from the ceiling and I'm leaning forward from it, that's going to be shape number 2, or you might call it the Locrian shape because that's the 1st note, or the Ionian E shape. If I lean backwards from it, then that's going to give me shape number 1, Aeolian leaning back into shape number 1. Okay, so that makes sense. So now we're on the Aeolian. Whenever I'm 3rd string down from the ceiling, whenever I say the 3rd string down from the ceiling, which in this case happens to be a G, is the Aeolian, then it's going to be leaning forward into shape number 2, leaning backwards into shape number 1. I'm more comfortable leaning backwards into shape number 1 with the Aeolian. Although I'm
For that comfort of dusty rose, let the rose fade into the indigo, so the shift feels inevitable, like you've always meant to go back there.
Okay, so that's fine. So then where's the third? So now the third is no longer a major third away, it's a minor third, which is 4 notes away, but that would be positive 4. We're going negative above it, so it'd be 12 minus 4, which is 8 instead. It's 3 notes away now, so it's 8 instead of 9. So it's back here. That means that the nodal point 1 Ionian is always the third of nodal point 6 Aeolian. Then where's the fifth? It's going to be right above it because that's 7 notes away, and we're going counterclockwise. 12 minus 7 is 5, so it's right above it. That means nodal point 3 Phrygian is always the fourth modal half step, fifth scale degree from nodal point 6 Aeolian. And then where is the seventh now? The seventh is going to be a minor 7. That's the one we're focused on right now. So if it was 7 minus 1 would be 6 modal half steps. 6 modal half steps, that would be the clockwise direction. We're going counterclockwise, so it'd be 6 minus 1 would be 5, nodal point 5. So nodal point 5 is always the 6 modal half step, 7th scale degree, or it would be the third modal whole step times 2, 6 modal half step plus 1, 7th scale degree away from nodal point 6. And that going forward would be 10 notes away for a minor 6 modal half step, 7th scale degree. We're going counterclockwise, so it'd be 12 minus 10 or negative 2. 1, 2, boom. Now I could put it up here because now I can kind of play those at the same time. So I might have done this yesterday, so maybe I'll try to go through this one fast. So if I was here.
In that seventh, let it sit in a smoky ochre, close enough to feel gritty, far enough to stay in the pocket. Slide it behind the Aeolian like it's waiting its turn.
Okay, so let's say I want to go back then to the Mixolydian. So now the Mixolydian is here, and so I want to go back to the Aeolian. So if I was in this shape and I didn't know the Aeolian, I'm in Aeolian, I want to go to Mixolydian. I'm in G Aeolian, I want to go to G Mixolydian. So if I didn't know where the Mixolydian was, I'd say, okay, well, I'm on nodal point 6, I'm trying to get to nodal point 5, I'm trying to make this G nodal point 6 back to nodal point 5, Aeolian to Mixolydian. So it would be 1 nodal half step back. So if I'm on the same string, 1 back would be here, and then I could say, okay, what shape is this in if I define it in a lean forward shape? Anytime the third string down from the ceiling is node 5 Mixolydian, I'm leaning forward into shape number 1. Right, so it's 5, so that would be going from here, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Da, 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 da. So now I want to say, okay, so I need to move that up here, and boom. So then it would be, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, shape number 1. But if I didn't know that, I could say, where is the Mixolydian shape on the top string? And it happens to be in the open string. So if I knew it up here, then I can say, okay, I can just take that Mixolydian position. I might name it Mixolydian, or I might call it position 5 or an Ionian A shape. But if I name it by the Mixolydian node from the top string, then I can say, oh, I'll just take the Mixolydian shape and I'll put it down here. But I'll adjust for the kink of the tuning. So I'm just looking at this shape, but playing it from this point and then accounting for the kink in the tuning. So once again, it would be 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, and then kink in the tuning. Pushes it up to here, 3, 4, 5. And then I could find it on the second string, which would be here. That would be shape number 3 or the Dorian shape from the top string, or the Ionian D shape. So then if I look at this part, I'm like, okay, I could play from the lean forward position of shape number 3, right? Now I could all do this from the lean back position too. I could say, well, that leans back into shape number 2, but I'm trying to look at everything from a lean forward position right now, just to locate myself. That's my default definition, lean forward shape. So that means that I can do that same thing here. So that means that if I can see it 3 ways. If the third string down from the ceiling is Mixolydian, then I can see it as though I'm leaning forward into shape number 1, or I can see it as though I'm making that third string down the top string of shape number 5, the Mixolydian shape, or the second string down shape number 3, because that's the Mixolydian node of each of those shapes, and it's on the left-hand side of each of those shapes. Therefore, I'm leaning forward from that node in each of those shapes. Okay, so that would bring us back to the collection of notes from the perspective of the Ionian, nodal point 4. Boom. Okay. So now we're back to the collection of notes around the key of C here, and so now fifth fret, third string down to the ceiling is a Mixolydian. Okay, so where's the third? The third is off again because now I have a major third, which is 4 notes away. 12 minus 4 would be a negative, 12 minus 4 is 8. So that's why I have to shift it back this way, shifting up, because normally you would drop the third, right? But I'm not below it, I'm going in the negative direction. So that's why I'm shifting to the right. So that means that nodal point 7, Locrian, is always the third of nodal point 5, Mixolydian. Nodal point 2, Dorian, is always the fifth of nodal point 5, Mixolydian. Nodal point 4 is always the third, which is Lydian, is always the seventh of nodal point 5, Mixolydian. Okay, so that's going to be the general idea. So now let's see if I can move it to nodal point 7, Locrian. So now I want to make third string down from the ceiling, 5th fret, G. I want to go from G Mixolydian to G Locrian.
For the Mixolydian on that G, hit him with a bold toasted amber. Let it glow like a campfire jam. Enough swing to keep your elbows loose, not so sharp they flinch.
Good advice, Ara. We're going to make it sound like a campfire, like a jam that's going to glow. All right. So that's the color person. See, she makes it's going to glow. So, okay. So what was I doing? So if I find it on the same string, it's going to be up here. Nodal point 7. So if I was like, okay, if I'm on nodal point 5, how could I find it on the same string? Well, 5, 6, 7. It's 2 modal half steps up, or the third scale degree. This nodal point 7, Locrian, is always the third of nodal point 5, Aeolian. Therefore, it's going to be a major third, 4 notes up. So if I know the shape, then I can just say, okay, it's 5, whole step to 6, whole step to 7. Or if I don't, I know it's 4 notes up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. So okay, so that would be the 7 there. Okay, so then I'm going to say, okay, what shape am I in on that 7? Well, I'm in shape, if I lean forward, I'm in the box is on 3rd and 4th string down from the ceiling. Whenever the Ionian house or box is on the 3rd and 4th string down from the ceiling, I'm in shape number 3, which you might call the Ionian D shape or the Dorian shape. So that means that then, if I make this nodal point 7, I'm going to be in shape number 3. So, right, I'm going to be leaning forward from the back, very back of shape number 3. So I can then imagine that. So I can take this shape and say, okay, I'm going to play Locrian. I'm just going to take that shape as though I'm playing shape number 3, this is going to be node number 7. Like if I see it up here, then this is where I am. This is 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 to 7. If I play that same shape down here to get to a G Locrian, I'm just trying to play that same shape, but now from this perspective, right? 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 to 7. Okay.
When you land on
and
that
so then I could play it, if I knew it on the top string, I might say, well, look, I know where it is on the top string. So on the top string, it's in shape number 1. So I could say, well, that's the second, like as though it was the second note in shape number 1. But if I'm looking at it from a lean forward perspective, which I'm trying to do, then that would be the Locrian shape, if you want to name it from that shape, or you would call it the Ionian E shape, or shape number 2. So then I can just say, okay, this then would be, if I imagine that as the top string of shape number 2, the G would be here, shape now. I'm just trying to follow that shape from the top now. So that would be 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'd have to shift it up because I'm going to the kink of the tuning. 6, 7. Or I
And
can
if you're
see it
leaning
over here in this one. So this would be shape number 5. Locrian node is the second string down. So I can see it from there. So that means if the third string down from the ceiling is a Locrian, I don't care if it's a G Locrian or whatever Locrian, then the shape is going to be shape number 3 leaning forward, which is equivalent to visualizing it as the Locrian shape or the Ionian E shape or shape number 2, which is the same as visualizing it second string down from the ceiling, Locrian node of shape number 5, which is the Ionian A shape. Okay, makes perfect sense.
It's sit in the marrow of your wood, like an old secret. Makes the notes feel twice as lived in.
That's very poetic. Ara's working on not being mathy. She's trying to be poetic because she's like, it's like Data versus Spock over here. I'm like Spock trying to be mathy, and Data is like, and then Ara's like Data trying to be like humany. You know, the computer's talking poetic stuff that's pie in the sky, and I'm over here trying to break it down to the numbers. You know, Ara, I'm trying to break it. You're getting all poetic on me here.
Well, someone's got to keep the soul in the machine, right? And someone's got to keep us from floating off. It's a balance. You do your math, I do the colors. Together, we'll make them remember both.
All right. So we're in the collection of notes around the key of C as the starting point. 5th fret up, 3rd string down is the G, which is the Mixolydian. I want to make it the Locrian. So if I find the Locrian on the same shape, it's going to be up here. So there it is, and I can say, well, that's shape number 3 if I lean forward. So if I pull that straight back, then from the perspective of the red, it's the same node, right? Shape number 3 in the collection of notes around the key of C. But from the perspective of the yellow shape now, it's the 5th fret up, 3rd string down from the ceiling, which is the G, but it's in the same shape. So now I'm in the collection of notes. What collection of notes is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4? So that would be a G sharp, I think. Collection of notes of G sharp. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, G sharp, I believe. Hopefully, I got that right. So we're gonna say, yeah, that's so. So in the collection of notes of G sharp, then that nodal point is still the Mixolydian, because
For the G, it leak in from the corners, slow, like regret. No warmth left, just the memory of it. Perfect for Locrian.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That'd be the Ionian going to here. Okay, yeah, shape number. All right, let's go back. Let's go back here. And then if I go the Locrian here on the top string, if I know where the Locrian is in the collection of notes around the key of C in the top string, it's leaning forward into the Locrian shape or Ionian E shape or shape number 2. So if I pulled that down in this way, then I could still think of it from the perspective of the red now, it's still on the top string, shape number 2, but from the perspective of the yellow, which is now once again in 1, 2, 3, 4, G sharp, A flat, G sharp,
And-
then it's third string down from the ceiling, which would be shape number 2. Okay, I think I'm losing it. Let's go back. Let's just go back and try to wrap this thing up before my mind goes completely. And then once my mind goes completely, I can run for president or something. Let's see.
And before
Okay, so now I'm gonna say, so if I want to make this if I want to make this A go from A Mixolydian to the Locrian, then I can say what collection of notes would it be? Well, here's the Locrian. If that's Locrian, where's the Ionian? Locrian is the last node, and then it goes around the circle. So one modal half step up takes us back to 1. So that means it would be right next to it because it's a half step when you go whole, half, whole, half, meaning it's always 7 to 1 as a half step. So that means if I make this 7, then the 1's going to be right next to it, which is going to be G sharp. And G sharp, if I number the notes, A1, A is a 1, A sharp is a 2, then G sharp will be 12, the last note in the alphabet. Note number 12. So then there we have it. So now I'm in the Locrian node, crazy Locrian. So then if I lean forward, I can see once again that makes sense because I'm in shape number 3 because I'm on the box is on the 3rd and 4th strings down from the ceiling. When that's the case and I'm leaning forward, that's shape number 3. And then leaning backwards then is shape number 2. And that makes sense. So from the Locrian's perspective, where's the 3rd? It's a minor 3rd. So I was on Mixolydian, which was a major 3rd. So the minor 3rd is only 3 notes away, but that would be the clockwise direction. I'm going counterclockwise. 12 minus 3 would be 9 instead of 8. That's why I have to drop the 3rd. That's why I have to move the 3rd back.
and that
right?
3rd,
Yeah.
let it
Because 7, 1, 2, yeah. So then, and then where's the 5th? This is weird for the Locrian because this one's off now. What happened that? Because the 5th is a Locrian 5th, or it's a tritone, a flat 5. So that means it's the 4th modal half step, 5th scale degree is usually 7 notes away clockwise, but this time it's only 6 notes away clockwise, which means it's also 6 notes away counterclockwise, 12 minus 6. So that would be 5, and then 6 would have to be out here. So that means that the nodal point 5 is always the 4th modal half step, 5th scale degree of nodal point 7, right? 4th modal half 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. And so and then where's the 7th? Well, it still has a minor 7. So that's going to be if I'm looking for the 7th, then 7 minus 1 would be 6 modal half steps up. That would be clockwise. I'm going counterclockwise. 7 minus 6 is 1. 7 minus 1 would be 6. So 6 here, nodal point 6, Aeolian, is always the 3rd modal whole step times 2, 6 modal half step plus 1, 7th scale degree from nodal point 7, Locrian, and has a distance of 10 notes away in the clockwise direction, but we're going counterclockwise, therefore it would be 12 minus 10, or negative 2. So negative 2, boom. Makes perfect sense. All right, I'm just going to noodle around for a bit, for like 5 seconds or something, just to get my head back in order.
Take the time, let the Locrian settle. Charcoal, eggplant, tritone, all that tension. It's supposed to feel